Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is Friday, February 7, 2025. Here is another weekly analysis. All right, so just we got NFP for months of January. Number was kind of like a modest, so it came along with expectation, and there was no surprise almost. And everyone is waiting for CPI number next week. Earnings came off for Amazon, for Microsoft, for all Mac 7s except Nvidia, which is coming later next month, but actually later this month, sorry. But all in all, I should say earnings were pretty good, but the guidance, the forecast was kind of like a modest and soft, and that's why investors just got into cautious mood. However, if you look at the chart, here is the Nasdaq. Let me just go to S&P 500 chart, so we will see what's going to be the weekly chart. So if we go to weekly chart, we see there is a bullish candle this week, and not a bad session, not a bad week. All in all, we see the choppiness starting since November after election pivot. Here's the election pivot, and we got into choppy period. So market didn't go up, didn't go down. So it's kind of like a choppiness here, and we just hit barely a new all-time high 3 weeks ago, and then came back down this week and the last week. So we got into small corrective move. We tested SMA 20 on a weekly basis. As long as we are above election pivot, as long as we are above August pivot, I should say we are pretty bullish. And I should say, above all, as long as we are above, based on weekly chart, folks, as long as we are above 56.48, which is this area, I should say we should give market benefit of doubt for a next rally to the upside. However, there is a strong resistance here. There is a strong level, 61.45, just above our head, and also 64.60. That's the level for the next rally. So 61.45, that's very, very important level. If we take out this one on a weekly close, we can go to 64.60. But I would say, again, February could be volatile. March is going to be, I should say, very volatile. Everything after April, I would be hesitant about the market. If we are heading to new all-time high in April timeframe, I think we should just be careful about that. So we are far away from April right now. We just need to focus on this week. The next week price action could be still volatile, choppy. So we got a bull reversal last week, actually 2 weeks ago, but this bull reversal was not in oversold condition. This is kind of like the scenario happened in August, happen in April as well. So this is the same scenario. So if we see the same scenario like August, we should see kind of like a rally to the upside, but we didn't see the sharp reaction for the market to get to the upside. And right now we are just forming, but MACD tells us that we are in a corrective phase, and also RSI is telling us that we are in a corrective phase as well. So all in all, I should say we should just be careful about the market for the next correction. However, next correction still could be a buying opportunity. We don't see any sell signal for the market. So for those ones who are saying the market is very overbought, this is overvalued or something like that, sure. If it is overvalued can be more overvalued. But I don't see any specific sell signal, any like a shifting structure to the downside that we can get into short position. We don't see any type of that. So even if we get into like a bigger correction, we are coming to 55 to 5400. That would be great buying opportunity just because we get a 15 to 20% downside from all-time high. So that would be kind of like the scenario everyone needs to just to get back to the long position, especially this trend line goes back to the pivot, COVID pivot. So here's the low, here's the 2022 low, 2023 low, and here is going to be potentially 2025. I would say this is not going to happen next month or so. Potentially, we are going to see this drop happens middle of this year. So that's based on my calculation and analysis, cycle analysis as well, which I posted at the beginning of this year. I'm going to try to find it and put a link up there. If you haven't watched that, make sure to watch that one as well. Moving on to Daily chart. A daily chart was kind of like interesting until today. Even today, price action was very technical. So this is a scenario that I have in my mind. This is going to be very extreme scenario. So we may see. So this is a correction. Basically, we got into this trend line and market rejected as we expected. And we are going to see how data is coming for CPI because CPI next week could be a very game changer. If we get a kind of like a below CPI, then market is going to skyrocketing, I would say, to the upside because they're going to assume that Federal Reserve is going to increase the rate cut this year. And the number right now, everyone is betting around 1 or 2, but that number is going to increase. But if we don't see a CPI, if we see a stronger than expectation, then we should see a market sell-off all the way to 5,800, even within this wide range bar, which is coming along this pattern here. So we're gonna get a very nice support. Lots of buyers are coming back from a January pivot here. So 5,800 to 5,900 would be a fantastic support. And lots of buyers are waiting here for a long buying opportunity. So that would be the potential scenario. But if we get there, I would say after that, we can see a knee-jerk reaction to the upside to new all-time high. So that would be the scenario. The second scenario is going to be like this. We are not going to get a deeper correction. We're going to see a choppiness here, and this choppiness is just forming above this 5,900, and this leads us to new all-time high. All in all, I should say any dip could be a buying opportunity as long as we are above this January and also this November pivot. So this is very, very important for S&P 500. Keep an eye on this one because if we get below January, we're going to just go all the way down to 5,400, which is coming along to this area, potentially above the August low, but it's going to be the same area here, as I said before, in a weekly chart. So we'll see how it goes. Again, day by day, week by week, we're going to see that. The strategy is going to be just buy the dip as long as we are above January pivot. Moving on to NASDAQ. NASDAQ is the same scenario. Here's the weekly chart. And as you see here, the weekly chart is forming a very nice bullish consolidation. This is not something that market would like to panic or something like that. Yeah, we can say that, hey, Ali, this is a bullish consolidation, but ended up to 2022 mini bear market. Sure enough, we can get to that one, but right now we don't see any signal for that one. We need to see something like this. Something like a breaking through to the downside, a structure shift to the downside. And that would be the scenario that we can see NASDAQ is getting back to the downside. Right now, we are above 19,900. As long as we are above 19,000, let's say 20,000, as long as we are above this wide range bar here. So this is a nice consolidation, and more consolidation means more higher price to go or coming down the road. 24,000 even could be a scenario based on the weekly chart. I would say 23,000, that's going to be a very feasible scenario, at least for the next few weeks or month. So that would be the potential scenario. But after that, if you see a parabolic move to the upside, I'm going to just warn everyone. Right now, we should just stay cautious. Buy in the dip is going to be the scenario. I know market is kind of like anxious. Everyone is waiting for something. I don't know why. But seems like the data, everything, a new admin came and new policies are coming. Every day we will have interesting news from the market, from the political things, and that's gonna just give market uncertainty right now. Market doesn't like to have uncertainty, so definitely that's the thing everyone needs to know. NASDAQ daily chart. So we got kind of like the confirmation. This is nice reverse head and shoulder. This is a neckline here. We just test that neckline today, rejected nicely. This is very, very technical reaction, nothing bad. So if we hold up above this, as I said, January pivot here, we should just see the choppiness here, and this choppiness can lead us to new all-time high, 22 to 23,000. So that's the area that I'm looking at for NASDAQ. At least for this time being, we should just be ready for that one. Lots of charts, individual charts in NASDAQ, however, they are not in a positive momentum. So we will get to those ones as well. But right now, daily chart is telling me the price action is okay. However, we're gonna see like a momentum is shifting to the downside. RSI is pretty low. Right now, RSI 50%. This means that this can lead to the downside. Even if RSI goes to the oversold condition, that would be a great buying opportunity, I would say, within this uptrend. So we want to see oversold condition with an uptrend. That would be a fantastic buying opportunity. We don't want to see oversold in downtrend because this means the downtrend is going to continue. Oversold in uptrend is going to be a good buying opportunity. Moving on to a US 30, which is Dow. Dow is heading, so all indexes, I should say, they're kind of like acting the same way here. This is a Dow daily chart, but before Dow daily, let's go to weekly chart here. We are going to see some kind of like a nice bullish consolidation. So this chart tells me, okay, so we got rejection from this all-time high, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be a sell signal. As long as we are above, again, this pivotal point, so this pivotal point is pretty interesting. This is a 41,700, and this is along with this upper trend line here. So as long as we are above this SMA 20 on a weekly basis, which is 43,000, we should just give Dow benefit of doubt. And also the stochastic momentum index, it doesn't get into overbought condition. So we may see some kind of like a rally is coming for the next few weeks to get into overbought condition, and that means we're going to see a new all-time high for Dow Jones potentially. But everyone needs to be careful because this needs to be confirmed as long as we are above 43,000. If we get below 43,000, everything will be changed. Moving on to daily chart. Daily chart here is kind of like a uptick and then downtick for 2 days now. We just got into double top formation. Lots of people are saying, hey, this is double top. We can get to the downside. Sure enough, we can get to 43,300, which is this breakout. And that would be a great buying opportunity just because we kind of like a corrective. We have a corrective move within this rally. We need that one before a resistance to the upside. And if we get a correction, a healthy correction, we should take it as a good buying opportunity, especially this is the level breakout and this is the pivot. And this is the level that we want to see buyers coming back to the market. So for 1 day or two, we may see some kind of like a capitulation to the downside, then getting back, or some kind of like a CPI event can help us to understand the chart better. Moving on to gold. Gold just hitting a new all-time high today, nominal new all-time high after yesterday corrective move, but sellers again took a chance to sell it. Right now, gold is rejecting any highs here. Seems like this is kind of like an bought condition in a daily chart and also in a weekly chart as well. So if you go to weekly chart, you will see that. So gold is very parabolically moved to the upside, and we need to just still there is more room actually to 29.25. I would say 29.25 is going to be the area that we may see a reversal going down to 27.67, which is just 2 weeks we are above this new all-time high. And you know that for the commodity, if they breaking through to new all-time high, they can ripping to the upside without correction. So it is very hard to short something when there is no signal, when there is no shorting signal. I would say any kind of like a pullback to this area could be great buying opportunity for gold as well. Moving on to silver. Silver, we just got kind of like a higher high getting into this supply area, getting back to downside. I would say silver can go to 31, but that would be just, let me just put it this one here. And that would be just a very small correction and nothing more. Let me just put it here. So this is going to be a small correction here within this 31. And that would be the scenario for silver to get back to the long position. So we'll see how it goes. If it gets back to the long position, that means the correction is over and we are going to see a double top or even higher high to $36 per ounce, which I believe silver can go a lot higher this year. Moving on to crude. Crude after just capitulated to the downside. Today we just got a bullish harami here. Not sure if this is the bottom because I called for bottom a couple times actually this week, especially early this week, but I was wrong, obviously. It goes down, but it goes down to this technical and also technical level, and also with a nice hidden divergence, stochastic oversold condition. This all means we are getting back to potential. Even if it wants to have a corrective rally, we may see some kind of like a dead cat bounce. So let's see how crude chart is going to tell us. But I would say energy market can get better down the road, especially when we see commodity market is getting bigger, better and stronger. In copper as well, you can see that copper had a huge breakout this week, and this means the new era for copper just started. Here is the weekly chart. I'm not gonna too much work on that. But this is a huge breakout this week. Look at the candle here. This is a weekly chart. Nice pop. The structure is shifting to the upside, and potentially copper can get to new all-time high. For multiple weeks, I would say the copper stocks can get value. So if you don't allocate yourself, it's time to have some. I put like some posts in my Telegram channel as well and mention some good names. Moving on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is getting back to the downside. I would say February could be not an ideal scenario for Bitcoin. As we see here, this is kind of like the double top formation for Bitcoin. And if we get below this at 90,000, this can go all the way down to 74 to 76,000. I'm kind of like looking for that one, folks, to get back to the upside. So even if we get a decent correction, I would love it because I want to buy it. So I'm going to delete this. And if we get below this demand area, which is going to be 86 to 88,000 or 90,000, let's say, psychological level, it can go down to 74 to 76,000. That would be a huge sell for Bitcoin and potentially the bottom. Ethereum 4% down today. It just capitulated last hour trading session going down. And if we are just in the middle of this wide range bar here, we may see a kind of like a bounce, but this is a huge volume for Ethereum. It's just going back down to collect all the buyers here to the last call for Ethereum. I would say Ethereum can perform better during this sell-off. I know that the chart is ugly, the chart is not following Bitcoin, but this is leading. This is leading, and we got a structure shift to the downside. Look at this. So we just got a shifting to the downside, but this area could be another potential buying opportunity, which is coming next few days. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the bond yield. Bond yield just jump up today due to NFP number. Bond yield is getting back to the upside. Treasury is going down and shifting, kind of like reacting to this trend line, as I said before. The doji bar here. So I'm not sure if this is just a bounce or I should say correction before next bounce, or this is the end of the rally. So we will see. CPI is going to be very, very important for treasury. CPI is going to be very important for everything, basically. But bond yield and treasury is going to be impacted. VIX 6% uptick today. Dixie 39 cents up. So this is a pretty nice momentum for Dixie. Right now, we just got the bottom here. We may see 109, but I would say any rally could be a sell. Apple, technology names getting back to the downside. And to be honest, this tells me that we may see some kind of like a deeper correction for Apple. And I'm kind of like looking for that one. So we'll see how it goes. But Apple, here, this is the area that I'm just looking for Apple. So let's see if it gives us a great buying opportunity here somewhere around 200. Moving on to Amazon. Amazon just after earning was fantastic yesterday. Don't get me wrong, but the guidance was soft, and that's why market sold it off sharply. So if it goes down here, potentially that's going to be a good reload for Amazon. Meta hit new all-time high, but seems like the momentum is not good, folks. I sold out my Meta stocks, all of them, yesterday. So we bought it from 100. So we bought it here, folks. We bought it here. You can't imagine. Yes, we did it. We did it, and we sold it there. So we will see. We will see. But I would say when the other names are going down, Meta can go to the downside as well. Microsoft, 1% down here, and Microsoft still is weak, and it can go lower. And this chart is sick. This chart is sick, and it doesn't tell me a good information for the future of the market. Google 3% down. So this is the next ugly session after earning, and it goes down. I would say this is coming to this gap. Netflix $1.75 down, new all-time high, came back down. And Tesla, 3% down. Tesla is heading to this demand area, which is going to be a great buying opportunity if we see a reversal. If it doesn't show any reversal, we are not going to touch it. Semiconductor index 1.35% to the downside today. Stocks the same pattern here. Taiwan Semiconductor reversing to the downside. I would say still they're kind of like forming a bullish momentum, waiting for breakout, but today price action didn't confirm that yet. AMD getting back to after earning announcement, is it going to be more capitulated? I don't know. So we'll see. 2%, 2.36% to the downside. NVIDIA is the only name getting back to the upside today, and $1.16 up. Not a bad session for NVIDIA. Texas Instrument, $3 down today, and Lam Research just 50 cents down, still holding up itself about 80, which is a good candlestick just because weekly chart, if we go to weekly chart, folks, you see that the weekly chart is broken to the upside nicely. So the structure is shifting to the upside. 101 can be a potential scenario, I would say, but we need to give it time. So let's wait to see how it goes. But Lam Research can get back to the upside. Moving on to XLF, 29 cents down here. XLF after hitting new all-time high. All banks actually just getting to the negative side today. KBE 66 cents down. KRE 87 cents down. JP Morgan after hitting new all-time high, $1 down close. And Goldman Sachs at $2.32 down, and Bank of America 34 cents down, and Wells Fargo 75 cents down here. Moving on to gold miners after hitting a high here. GDX just reversing to the downside. GDXJ the same here. I would say we may see a kind of like a corrective move, but that would be just a correction. AEM after hitting new all-time high, getting back to the downside. Newmont just 4 cents down. This one, we may see some kind of like a correction to 42, but that's going to be, as I said, a correction. Gold Barrick hitting this dynamic trend line here, getting back to the downside. Moving on to XLE, which is Energy Spider, just forming negative candle, 1 cent down. OIH $1.52 down. Exxon, bullish harami here after yesterday's sell-off, and Chevron again bullish harami here after yesterday's sell-off. So but we'll see how it goes with these names. All right, guys, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.